Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, housekeeping notes. All the product I use and all the dimensions will be listed below for this project. There's a link to my online store if you'd like to purchase any of these products. I'd love to be able to assist you in that area. My email address is there if you have any questions. There is a link to my Facebook group. We love to have you join. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube to help me grow in YouTube world. Darling details. I've played with this set a couple times now, but I think it's really cute. And I'm going to show you what we're making. This is the card. It's a little fun fold. Calling this the corner flip card, flip fold. And I'm going to show you how to make this card. So we're going to get all of our stamping done first, and then we will worry about die cutting next. So what we need to get started is we need our base, which I didn't put measurements on this. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm not going to actually burnish that yet, because I said we were going to stamp first, but we have to cut this piece of paper before we stamp. So I'm going to get my trimmer out here. And we're going to put our paper in, and we are going to line this up at the 3-inch, this edge at 3 inches. Make sure I've got it lined up. And then we're going to grab my cutting blade, and we are going to move something out of my way here. We're going to start at 2.5. I'm lining up my right here at my 2.5 and my blade. Start at 2.5, and we are going to score down to 4 7/8. And you find your 7/8 right there and take it right to the mark, just like that. And we're going to lift up, and we're going to turn it one direction. So we're over on this side. We're lining up back at the 3-inch mark again. And this time we are going to start at 3 inches. You can see where your 3-inch mark is. Line it up, and you're going to come up to 5/8. So find your 5/8 before you start moving it. It's right there. And that should be your cut. Now I missed right there, just a little snip, which is okay. Sometimes you might be off just a little bit. All you need to do is determine what side that is and just go all fixed, just like that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this, where this comes here and here, just gently take your thumbs and just sort of fold this, and you're folding it back. And make sure that everybody's nice and straight as you can get it. And then grab your bone folder and give that a fold. And then we'll fold this one back and crease that. So that's the base of the card. Okay? And I've got a little lip here. And all you do is just do that if you've got a little lip. Sometimes when you cut, you get a little piece that sticks up. You just push it down. It's fine. Okay? Now we can stamp. Also, things we need to stamp. We need to stamp our focal point and the inside of our card. So grab that. Sorry, I'm grabbing pieces now. We're going to need a scrap of basic white. Our focal point is 2.5 by 2.5, and this is our inside piece. So let's start with the base itself. So I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper, and what I want to do is I'm going to fold this back, and I'm going to grab a large postage. You can just use a piece of paper, but I'm going to put this right over this piece here and the inside. So I'm going to do a little background stamping on this, but I don't want anything on the back of this because you'll see it on the inside of the card. So you just do a piece of paper, post it, whatever you want. And we are going to grab Highland Heather, and we are going to do some tone on tone. And we are going to use the leaves from this set. And I just want to randomly stamp some leaves around here just to add a little more texture so it's not so white, so just straight one color. You notice I have this folded too so that I'm not going over. I'm going to put one more right here. So just like that. Go ahead and leave that open and clean this leaf because we're going to be using him again. So that is that piece that's stamped. I'm going to take this right off, ink on there, but it'll fold back like that, just to add a little texture in there. Okay, on the scrap piece, we are going to be stamping a greeting. Now this greeting I'm pulling two greetings from two different stamp sets. If I can pick them up. The outside, we're pulling in Best Wishes and Happy Thoughts from Nature's Prints, and we're going to be using the die to cut that out. And then we're pulling in May the Years Ahead Be Filled with Lasting Joy from Lasting Joy. And I'm getting ink everywhere. Hang on here. But you all see that, right? I'm getting ink all over my paper. We don't want that. We'll flip it to this side. And we are going to stamp this in Gorgeous Grape. Put that right there, and we'll die cut him in a bit. I rocked. You guys see what I did? I rocked my stamp. We can put him right here and be fine. Don't rock. Even the best stampers rock occasionally. Go straight down and straight up. I'm having a terrible time with rock. I'm getting a shadow today. Just one moment. I'm going to start this one over because I'm really messing up and I don't know why. And I don't like any of those. And if you don't like something, I always say, start over, because if you're not happy, you'll be unhappy later. I'm just grabbing a piece of paper. I'm going to cut a small piece out. Like I said, if you're not happy, you won't be happy later. And so I've cleaned my stamp again, and why it's getting this, I have no idea. I've used this stamp numerous times. But much better. Make yourself happy. So, and the inside of the card, we are going to stamp. And let's do the focal point. Well, we'll do this one first, then we can do the focal point. We are going to do some masking with this. First, we're going to stamp the outline of the purple flower, which is this big one, in Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to put that down here in this corner. And just dawned on me that I need to swap this out. Things will turn out much better. And this one is going to be Highland Heather. Just like that. And we're going to go sort of ahead and do this at the same time. We're going to stamp another Gorgeous Grape in the center of our focal point here. but a little, not quite center. Like that. And Highland Heather again. I tell you, I'm having one day. I just inked it up in Gorgeous Grape. That's definitely not what I want. I'm done with Gorgeous Grape. I think I need to just close it up before he causes any more problems today. I don't think it's the Gorgeous Grape causing the problems. I'm gonna make sure I got that good and cleaned. I think it's the operator, me. It's been one of those days. As I said last week, I'm filming this on Saturday again, like I did last week, because the house is under construction, reconstruction, I should say, the bathrooms and the kitchen, and so it's really hard to work when there's a lot of noise going on. Then we're going to grab the small flower, and in the top corner here, we are going to do, this is daffodil dye. I'm going to stamp him right about like that. And this time we're going to stamp off. I told you I'm having a great day. I'm going to stamp off and put him right there. Now we'll come back to him in a minute. Actually, I think we're going to finish him right, well, partially. I'm changing my mind as I go. We're going to grab that Gorgeous Grape again and get my big verse on here, which, get the right way. I told you I make mistakes, and just one of those things. There we go. Me and Gorgeous Grape are having a war today. Keeps on getting all over me. I don't know why. Okay, so both of these, I want to add some yellow and green to all of this. The yellow on here and green in here. So we have to do some masking. So what I've done is I've taken our masking paper and I've stamped these two images. As you can see, I've been playing with them. And then I fussy cut them out. You can't die cut them, because if you die cut them, they won't fit right over your images where you want them. So we're going to do this one first, and then we will do, and we'll get the second one out in just a second. So I want to put some green behind some green just off here like that, and right about like that. Now it looks a hot mess. I'm going to put one going up this direction and one coming this direction. Set this, oh, that's Old Olive, by the way. And grab my little peeky tool. And my cats are up set with me. But here's the magic when you take off the masking paper. Just like that. You get all your leaves behind your plants. I'm being as quiet as I can and hope the kitty just goes away. Okay, so now we're going to take and recover this one up. Like that. And I have an extra glob of green right there, so I'm going to dab it off. And we're going to do 2 yellow flowers out of daffodil on here. And I'm going to put one up here like this. And one like this. I know I'm being awful mean to them today, but they're just, they are little hellions today. They've been getting into everything. And I've stamped off just like I did before. Now we're going to mask those two. Like I said, lots of masking on this one, but I think it is worth it. So we'll cover those yellow up and grab the other one. And I just stick these to the back of my thing. And they, as you can tell, I've used these quite a few times. Oop, didn't get that one lined up too good. There we go. So now we have that all covered up. Now it really looks like a hot mess, huh? Okay. We'll get our old olive back here. And I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to turn it and stamp again. Doing second generation on these. And we'll put one about here. And you can put as many leaves as you want or don't want. And I think I'm going to leave mine right there. Now it's a real hot mess. But it's worth it. So remember the way you put them on. What went on first has to come off. What went on last has to come off first. And then the last one. Oop. Just like that. And we have our little focal point for our card. Okay, so let's get all the ink pad stamps out of the way. And while I've got this open, I've showed you this set before. It has really cool dies, but the other one has in here. It's on the other one. Right here is this one. You can actually cut this and run ribbon through there. I'm not running ribbon through there today, but you can. We are going to be cutting that. So we got the stamping done. Now we need to do some die cutting. And what I've done, I've already done one of these. You need two pieces that are 6 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And I've already die cut one. Okay? I saved one to show you. So what you do, this side here with straight is there's no cutting blade on it. So what you want to do is line this up right at the edge of your paper. And then I'm going to just put a little magnet here to hold it straight, or magnet, little tape. And run that through. I'm going to have to give in, aren't I? So then you can take this off, and it doesn't always cut clear through right here. So you just grab your snips. And then you do have a couple little chads to jump out, but not many. It pretty much pulls them all out, and you have what this is here. So let me clean this off because we've got a couple more things to die cut. Just wiping this off into the garbage. Hoping the kittens will give up. So we have 2 of these now. The next thing we need is we need to die cut this out of here, and I'm using the label die from Nature's Prints. And you could do these all on the small one. I just happen to have my large one sitting here. And here's the label. But we're not done with that label yet. I decided I wanted to make a border, so I grabbed some just a scrap of Gorgeous Grape. And there's that piece, and I will show you what we're doing with that in a minute. I'm going to have to let them in, so if you bear with me just for one moment. If I don't, they're going to tear the house down around me. Stop being a pain, Shasta. Now you're stuck in here. Okay, so we have our focal point and our ribbons. And it is time to start building this card. So also to build this card, we need some matting layers. This is Gorgeous Grape. It is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And we have a piece of Gorgeous Grape that is 4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to, if I find it, this is our inside piece that's going on here. Just like that. This piece is going to get mounted on here. Oh, Smokey's joined us too. Yeah, they're actually 10 months old today, and they're being little hellions. They started by waking me up really early. And this is a piece that's going to go here in a few minutes. So let's put the inside in. There we go. Now, if you did not want to put this rickrack around here or anything around here, you could tack this down right now to hold it in place. But since I do, we're not going to. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and we have to first decide where we want our piece to line up, at what point. And I want mine to line up right along where this little flower is. So I'm just going to come up here, and I know I have to come in an angle like that because it has to go inside that fold, and it needs to be angled a little more. You just have to play with it so it gets lined up inside your fold like that. Okay, so make sure it's lined up to the side and inside the fold, and mine's right there to the edge. So I need to clip it right along this piece right here. This is why you need 2 of them, because there's not enough to go around with one. So that's the first piece. We can always trim it down a little more if we have to, which we probably will. And then this piece is going to go in here the same way, and I want to start with the same petal. So I'm going to trim that and trim off this corner a little bit here, because we know we need it trimmed to make the fold. And I think we can trim him right here along this piece right here. So just sort of play with it and trim it. Now you could run ribbon through here if you wanted, and I'm just going to take a little bit of glue right there and tuck this in. Make sure you know how much of your flowers and stuff you want to be showing, at what angle. Glue is very good for this because you've got a little wiggle room. Get it lined up the way you want it. So right over to the edge. And then we'll take this one, put glue on this one, best I can. Trying to line up my dots so they're all pretty even. Like that. I'm over just a tad, but you know what? It's good, makes a nice point right there. So I'm going to leave it right like that. Now, at this point, you take a little glue or tape and adhere that down so it's not running. You can leave it flying, you know, if you want. But I like mine down. And you could use these pieces for something else or file them like I'm doing. Okay, so we have the inside and outside. Next is this focal point here, and we're going to mount it on here like this. And we are going to use some dimensionals. And then you want to take and leave yourself a nice border. Make sure everybody's I need to come over just a tad more. Don't stick down yet. Not quite ready. Not quite big enough border there. I'm trying to get my borders even. There we go. So there's that part so far. Now we have our saying to go on here. Now I wanted to do something special with him. And so what I did was I cut up right where it curves here. Cut that one off. And I cut that one off. And then I stuck them. And I've stuck them so the white tips just hit the embossing. Like that. See that? Just like that. I just wanted that little bit of purple sticking out of the banner. You can make it wider if you wanted. But I just wanted a hint of the purple there. And then this one. Same thing, we're getting that all straight there and just hits the embossing area. And we're going to put these on dimensionals. And I'm going to center this up in here the best I can. About like that. And then for bling on this one, I decided I wanted to use Gorgeous Grape. So I am using the glossy dots. And I think this one I'm going to use one large. I'll put that there. A medium one down here. And another medium one right here. Just add a little bling to it. And I did forget to do the envelope. That's because I forgot to bring an envelope out for him. I stamped the envelope in yellow. I forgot to bring an extra envelope today. So I stamped the envelope in yellow. So I'll go back and fix that later. But that is my corner fold card. I think it's a very sweet card. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you on Friday. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.